What would happen if the Earth suddenly stopped rotating? The answer is almost everything dies. But not for the reason you'd expect. Let's start with the obvious question. What is Earth's rotation actually doing right now? At the equator, Earth's surface is moving at roughly 1,670 kilometers per hour. That's faster than a rifle bullet. You don't feel it because everything around you, the air, the oceans, the ground, is moving at exactly the same speed. It's like being a passenger on a very smooth, very fast, very large plane. Now imagine that plane stops instantly. You don't stop with it. Everything on the surface that isn't bolted to the bedrock, people, cars, oceans, the atmosphere, keeps moving east at 1,670 kilometers per hour due to inertia. This is the same reason you lurch forward when a car brakes hard. Except in this case, the car is a planet, and there is no seatbelt. The oceans would be the worst part. Massive walls of water, kilometers high, would surge across the continents in both directions. The word tsunami stops being useful here. We'd need a new word, something longer. The atmosphere doesn't escape either. Winds of over 1,600 kilometers per hour would scour the surface clean. For reference, the strongest tornado ever recorded peaked at around 500 kilometers per hour. Scale that up by a factor of 3 and give it no defined path and no end time. After the first few hours, assuming you somehow survived in a deep enough bunker, things get stranger. Earth's magnetic field is generated by the movement of molten iron in the outer core, which is partly driven by rotation. A stopped Earth wouldn't immediately lose its magnetic field. The core keeps churning on its own for a while. But over thousands of years, the field would weaken significantly. Without a strong magnetic field, Earth loses its shield against solar radiation. The atmosphere slowly bleeds away into space, stripped particle by particle by the solar wind. Mars went through exactly this process. Mars used to have a thicker atmosphere. Mars is now Mars. Then there's the matter of time. Without rotation, a single day on Earth would last 1 full year. 6 months of continuous sunlight on one side, 6 months of darkness on the other.
The sunlit side would bake. Surface temperatures on the day side could climb past 100 degrees Celsius in open areas. The night side would freeze to well below -100. The only tolerable strip of land would be a narrow band along the terminator line, the boundary between permanent day and permanent night. A ring of mild temperature circling the entire planet, slowly shifting as Earth orbits the sun. So, could anyone survive? If you had enough warning and access to that terminator band and an underground bunker and a water supply and the ability to rebuild agriculture in a world without seasons or normal wind patterns, technically, yes. You'd also need to solve the radiation problem, the atmospheric loss problem, and the psychological problem of living in a world where the sun never moves. That last one might actually be the hardest. In any case, it's worth noting that Earth stopping suddenly isn't physically possible. There's no force in the known universe that could halt a planet's rotation instantaneously without simply destroying it outright. The energy involved would be equivalent to trillions of nuclear weapons going off simultaneously. So, the good news is this can't happen. The slightly less comforting news is that Earth's rotation is actually slowing down by about 1.4 milliseconds per century due to tidal friction from the moon. At that rate, Earth will reach a tidally locked state in roughly 50 billion years. The sun will have already expanded and swallowed the Earth by then, so we probably don't need to start packing for the Terminator band just yet.